Every so often you come across an image online that just stops you in your tracks. It's more than a picture. It's this raw, unfiltered message. Today, we're going to deconstruct one of those. It's this really powerful statement written on a broken mirror, literally surrounded by fire. Okay, let's dive in and figure out what it's really trying to tell us.
All right, here it is. Just take a second and let the whole scene sink in. You've got this bold, fiery text scrawled across a mirror that's been shattered, and that mirror? It's sitting right in the middle of a blaze with this thick black smoke just billowing up behind it. It's jarring, it's intense, and you get the feeling that every single element here is intentional.
So, to really get a handle on what's going on here, we have to pull it apart piece by piece. First up, let's focus on the most direct part of this whole thing, the words themselves.
Right off the bat, this message does not pull any punches. It opens with this massive, sweeping judgment. This isn't a critique of one specific group or some political action, it's a verdict on all of modern humanity. That one line just sets this tone of deep, deep frustration from the very beginning. Okay, so that's a pretty heavy claim, that humanity is terrible. But what's the evidence? Well, the author doesn't leave us guessing. The next few lines lay out their case, and it all points to what they see as a total moral collapse. The power here is just how blunt it is. Two short, brutal phrases. The person who wrote this is basically arguing that the very things that are supposed to connect us as people, empathy, being genuine, they're just gone. It's a lament for what they see as a loss of our most basic human values. And boom, this is where the tone shifts big time. The language gets way more aggressive, way more personal. The profanity, the phrasing, every fucking one of y'all. This whole thing transforms from a sad observation into a direct, angry accusation. You can feel the frustration just boiling over. And this is such a crucial pivot. The author isn't just talking about the state of the world anymore. They're pointing a finger right at the person reading it, right at y'all. The mirror itself is so symbolic here. You're looking at these words and they're looking right back at you. And just in case there was any doubt about the emotion behind all this line erases it completely. It is a raw, unapologetic admission of pure anger. This confirms it. This isn't some detached philosophical statement. It's a deeply personal and emotional outburst aimed at, well, everyone. And then the text ends with this final really chilling statement. What does that even mean? Is it a threat? A prophecy? Just a grim consequence? The author doesn't say. They just leave us with this dark warning that, hey, all this selfishness has an ultimate price, and that price is replacement. But look, the words are only half the story here. The real power of this image comes from how that text interacts with the incredibly intense visual symbols all around it. So let's shift gears and look at how all that builds the message. We can really break down the visuals into three key components. And each one acts as this powerful metaphor that just cranks up the anger and despair of the words. We've got the shattered mirror, the consuming fire, and that billowing smoke. First up, the mirror itself. A mirror is supposed to show you a clear reflection of reality, right? But this one is shattered into pieces. And that is just a brilliant way to show this feeling of a fractured world, a broken society, or maybe even a shattered sense of self. It really taps into this modern anxiety that maybe truth itself is distorted and we can't see anything clearly anymore. And then, of course, there's the fire. It's a primal symbol of destruction. It's the visual version of the burning rage we just read in the text. It's consuming everything. But fire can also be seen as a symbol of purification, burning away the old to make way for something new. And that adds this layer of dark ambiguity to that threat of being replaced. And finally, just look at that thick black smoke. It's not just a side effect of the fire, it's a major visual element. It creates this oppressive, suffocating atmosphere of pollution and despair. It completely hides what's in the background, which suggests a future that's bleak, uncertain, and choked out. So, we've looked at the words, we've looked at the symbols. Now let's put it all back together and really understand the total devastating message of this image. So here's the crucial thing. It's how these two parts work together in this perfect, terrifying harmony. The words give you the what, the direct accusation. But the visuals, they give you the why. They show us the consequence. A world that is literally collapsing under the weight of all this selfishness. Each one gives the other all its power. What this all adds up to is this incredibly potent cocktail of personal anger mixed with apocalyptic vision. It really captures a feeling of profound disillusionment with the state of the modern world. It's not just a complaint, it feels more like a visual manifesto of despair. And that really leaves us with one final, unsettling question. How are we supposed to read this message in the mirror? Is it a warning for humanity to change its ways? Is it some prophecy of an inevitable collapse? Or is it just a desperate cry from someone who feels completely and utterly lost in the world they see? The image doesn't give us the answer. It just forces us to look.